Hello, TCU admissions. My name is Dominguez, and I'm going to talk to you more about the additional information section of my application. So, for today, I'm going to show you my presentation beyond a resume, things that make me me. First is I love the adventure. So, growing up, I just always had it in me that I love to experience new things, see new places, meet new people, you name it, everything about traveling, I just kind of liked. So naturally, when I first started doing it, I just never really let off. Um, Here's me in Mexico. I actually took this photo. This is Chichen Itza, the pyramids out there. Really cool spot. Second, Seven Falls, Colorado. Um, I can't really say too much about it other than it's like one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. Colorado in general, great. And then lastly over there, there was a mountain, can't pronounce the name, but it's in El Salvador. That's where my dad's side is from. Beautiful country, beautiful country. Like I would recommend anybody go to any of these locations, but I've been to more and I do plan on continuing. Next, getting active and fitness. So another really big point, like part of my life, is the fact that other than like working in school, I like in my free time basically, I'm always doing something active. So for instance, I like to lift weights, run, and I'm pretty big into nutrition as well. But yeah, so I lift weights, run. I like to play basketball, box a little, soccer. I even played tennis in high school, but just a lot of random stuff. As long as my blood is flowing, I'm having fun. Business ventures. So throughout high school, it was a very big thing for me that I was not really out of a job at any point. I couldn't be unemployed for more than 3 months at a time, if that. But yeah, so it was a very big point that I was always working for myself. And eventually, toward the end of my high school run, I decided that I'm tired of just having a manager. I should have other options as well. So here are three business ventures that I did during my high school, and some of which I still do today. This first one right here is reselling thrifted clothing. So this is me and my friend's business. We used to just go thrifting, and that was more of a hobby of ours than anything, but we decided to turn it into a business and start selling the clothes that we thought people would want for discounted prices. That was great. Next, we have landscaping. Me and another friend of mine actually ended up taking over his dad's old business during the summer and got a good amount of clientele. And lastly, over there is trading, but specifically options trading. So I do not claim to be a master of this, but I am interested in it and I'm currently learning it and only plan on advancing while I'm in college. I do think that is going to be a very pivotal role in my adult life. But yes, these are just three of the things I have already dipped my toes into. Occasionally artistic. So I say occasionally because I only draw for my own like interest. I don't do it for anybody else or for grades because I think that kills the fun in it. And that drawing is like the only artistic expression I've been doing since a kid, so I don't want to do that. But yes, here are three of my favorite pieces. They don't necessarily mean anything, but they're just like pieces that I personally got attached to because I put so much time and effort into them. These two were actually kind of small. They're on sticky notes, so that's pretty cool. And this one is in my sketchbook, so I wouldn't mind showing you that later on. Music, and more music. So a very, very big thing in my day-to-day life is that I'm always listening to some type of music. And whether it's off like right after I wake up, on the way to work, during work, at the gym, and easing down after a long day. I'm always listening to music. Music is like, it just helps me navigate life in general. But yeah, so here's a photo of me at a concert when I was 17, I believe, for my birthday. The day before my birthday, Slipknot. I don't know if any of y'all know who they are, but it was a band I was into when I was younger. Here's just a screenshot of a couple of apps that I used in my day-to-day life. And then lastly over there is a guitar for my guitar practice, because I am learning guitar and I plan on making that like a second form of artistic expression. But yes, these are music, very big interest of mine, very important to me. I love animals, especially my cats. So here are my cats. This one right here, her name is Eva, and she was my first cat ever, and I absolutely loved her like she was my daughter. I took care of her. It was my cat, not my family's cat. And then later on, she ended up sneaking out and got pregnant and had Zero. It was another lovely, lovely baby. Um, but yeah, so I had a very great dynamic, like mother-daughter dynamic going on. They were awesome cats. So yeah, but I love animals in general. Just wanted to show off my cat. And then somewhat social. So I talk about a lot how I honestly wouldn't consider myself an extrovert, but at the same time, I am not an introvert. I don't mind speaking if the occasion calls for it. I just don't go out of my way, most of the time. But yes, I do love human connection, meeting new people, getting to hear stories, getting advice, everything about just sharing experiences is important to me. That's the same reason I love to travel. It's like you're fitting pieces of the puzzle together. When you meet more people, you hear and find out new stuff. So here's a photo of me at TCU ACAP. Very important part of my life, by the way. Um, High school prom, and just an old photo of me and my old high school friends. Okay, the big takeaway. Okay, so the big takeaway from this is I do not believe that these like questions that I get asked a lot of the time on these applications show who Dylan Dominguez really is. I can say that yes, I am grateful that I have a great resume. I have a great transcript. I do good in school. I'm a great person. I would like to think, but um, there's just so much more than what these questions are asking. Like, you wouldn't see this part of my character if I didn't make this video, and that's what I wanted to get across. I think some of my best aspects of my personality weren't brought up, and I'm really glad that I got to share this video with you. I think I can contribute a lot of the traits I showed in this presentation to the community that is TCU, and if anything, I would really like that. I went to TCU for the ACAP program that I mentioned earlier, and it completely changed the way I was just structured my junior year. Like, hit a switch in my brain. I've never been the same since, and I know that community just completely like better, like it just betters me in every way possible. And for that, I just can only hope that I could get accepted in a community like that. Having an environment like that 24/7 at your disposal can only benefit me. Like, that would be an amazing opportunity. With that being said, thank you for watching this presentation, and I wish everybody a great day.